During the first half of the 20th century, Gary, Indiana was the center of American steel production, earning its nickname the Steel City. But by the 60s, as industry began to move more and more of its production overseas, Gary, like many other cities across the Midwest, experienced a spiral of decline and has struggled to make a comeback.
In 2014, the Delta Institute, in partnership with Mayor Freeman Wilson, hosted a regional conversation around proactive blight management. This is because Gary has over 6,000 vacant structures. One of the things that we were looking at is what could we do about this and what could the impacts be? We brought together experts from Detroit and other cities where they're confronting the same things, and we looked at how we could take buildings apart and salvage materials and how that could be better for the environment.
Steel City Salvage aligns very well with the City of Gary's efforts because it hits a lot of bases. Job training, repurposing, building material. It's green, which is really good, and we have such a robust demolition program. It's good to find alternative uses for this. It preserves our history and provides opportunities for individuals who are often left out of the workplace. So it is a robust answer to a lot of the questions that we face here in the city.
Deconstruction is the process of systematically dismantling a home and so you can reuse the materials, versus traditional demolition, you would knock the building down, maybe recycle the materials, grind them up, or they might just wind up in a landfill. Versus deconstruction, you have the opportunity to reuse the materials and resell them, and they can enter back into the marketplace.
The process itself is fairly straightforward. Identify the best candidates for material reclamation, work with demolition contractors to harvest valuable materials, then create a pathway for material resale and reuse that creates training and employment opportunities for local workers and artisans.
Re-entry is where I'm at. Guys that are incarcerated and need to come out and need another chance, okay? So to basically create a trade, if you will, of reuse and deconstruction and reuse, that's what this is about. So what this means to Gary is an opportunity to use what's here. And resell, repurpose and resell. It's going to create a whole new industry in here, Northwest Indiana, Gary specifically. It's going to create a buzz. Wow, we go to Gary now for our reuse parts. Like I said, 2 or 3 people came up and was asking about this door.
Many homes built before 1930 can be sources for beautiful old-growth lumber harvested from Michigan and Wisconsin forests that cannot be found in today's marketplace.
Deconstruction, it's a new term for us in the city. It takes, as opposed to taking a home and demolishing the windows and doors and woods, it's reclamation of those materials so that they can be used again, and we like that, reuse.
Once valuable materials are harvested, the homes are removed, paving the way for new community and economic development in neighborhoods across Gary.
So Gary Downtown Emerson Spotlight is a part of the statewide Spotlight Initiative or Neighborhood Spotlight Initiative. The goal of the Spotlight process is neighborhood residents coming together to develop a plan of action of what changes they want to see within their community. You guys can see behind us, there actually used to be a house there, and so we reused the space for a farm, so residents are able to come and pick vegetables and fruits, and it's like a healthy alternative than eating junk food.
The impact that Steel City Salvage kind of on its own is not gigantic, but as part of all of these amazing activities that are going on in Gary, it can really fit in with them really nicely, and all of those projects together have the potential for huge impact to completely revitalize the city.
A lot of cities that are kind of grappling with excess infrastructure, right? We have a 300,000 person suit for a 100,000 person city. They do mass demolition, they do large clearance, and you're left with all these holes in sort of your city's fabric. And we don't really see that. We see an opportunity to kind of bring it back to nature and build on an asset that's been overlooked, but one that adds to quality of life, adds to air quality, gives us economic opportunities, gives us tourism opportunities. So we're really well positioned to use sustainability and think a little differently about our city going forward.
Steel City Salvage is a nonprofit reclaimed building materials warehouse created in partnership by Delta Institute and the City of Gary with support provided by the Knight Foundation and the Legacy Foundation. Visit steelcitysalvage.org for more information.